It was awesome.
It was. It was great to watch. I have one question about
great.
meeting Dr. Phil though? Did when you went to shake Dr. Phil's hand, did the mustache also extend a hand to give you a shake?
I am contractually obligated not to answer that question. Actually,
damn it! I knew it. I knew it.
I can't talk about the mustache. It's the only thing that made me sign an NDA.
Yeah.
I will say though,
I have a question
he's a lot thinner than he looks like on TV. In TV, their cameras, they film at an aspect ratio that squishes everything. So when you meet him in real life, he's actually really gaunt, and the motherfucker's tall. Wait, can I curse on this show?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker is tall. Like
we almost talked about a guy that had 11-pound testicles when we came on the show. Yeah. You can say whatever you want to. I have a question.
Yeah, we have fake newscaster dick names. It's fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine. There was a lady on there that she had been on. Basically what they did was they split. They had two women that were there that thought that it had benefited them, and then two women that were there that had actually been on the plan and were complaining about it. And one of those women said that she had went to the doctor complaining of headaches, and after some tests, they had discovered that she had I believe it was 2 mild strokes. The juice actually. So what was the air like with her and Dr. Phil? Like, did he completely act towards her like she was a loon, or was he just kind of like jovial?
Towards Jillian.
Yeah.
Oh, towards you. Oh man. Okay. So he tried to be cordial, but obviously, when it's on TV, everything is to some extent is kind of played up. But the tension that was in the room was very real. And there's actually a part of the episode that you don't get a chance to see. They didn't put it in. I'm really sad that they didn't, because it was great. It was a wonderful moment. In the episode, Dr. Phil is talking to an actual medical doctor. His back's to all 6 of us. And Jillian is still wanting to argue with people who are up there on stage. And, and Karen, is looking her dead in the eye and saying, "You hurt me." And Jillian's like raising her voice and getting louder. Dr. Phil turns around, looks at Jillian, sticks his finger at her and goes, "You were being rude right now. I allowed you a chance to speak. Now I'm speaking with her. And when I'm not looking at you, that means you need to shut up." And then turns back around and keeps talking.
That is a fantastic impression. I was telling the people in the after show from last night that my favorite Dr. Phil line was around Christmas time, and he was talking to somebody about, I forget what the topic was, but he goes, "You're trying to deck the halls with holly you don't even have." That's a great line. That's a great line. I don't care who you are. That is a great line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I the only person here who hates Dr. Phil?
Yes.
I'm not a huge fan.
Really?
I'm not a huge fan, if I'm honest. I feel like he's like the science version of Maury Povich to a degree.
Well,
that's me. But I appreciate that he ripped Julie a new one. I do appreciate that. So
he doesn't give bad advice though.
That. Well, I don't really watch the show a whole lot either, so yeah.
Because he does,
it's like eat breakfast in the morning, take care of yourself sometimes. I don't know.
Right. He's at least somewhat classically trained in, I think it's a psychology, I believe.
Forensic psychology,
but
I think.
Forensic, okay, yeah, forensic psychology. I think you're right. But I mean, the thing that you have to keep in mind when it comes to really any TV doctor, aside from there are rare people who are pretty legit, but anybody who's on TV is to some extent fake. They have to be, there's a production to it. So, and Dr. Phil's no exception.
It's a personality.
Exactly. Yeah,
even on my science account, I recognize that people want to talk to a person. They're not necessarily there 100% for the content. They want somebody that they can, is relatable and stuff like that.
I will say there is one super real dude who's a TV doctor. That's Dr. Christian. That guy is a badass, but he's in the UK, and I don't get UK television.
Christian.
So.
Yeah. There's also one other personality that's on TV that's real, and that is Judge Judy. Judge Judy is real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My
I
UK
love
go-to
Judge
is
Judy.
Professor Brian Cox and Ben Goldacre. Those are my two go-tos for the Professor
like Brian
Brian
Cox.
for the astrophysics. Gosh, he
Brian
just
Cox
makes
is
my
good.
little
Tell me
nerd
how,
heart flutter.
before we
You
jump
know,
into
I
like
love
what her claims actually are, how did Jillian come up with Jilly Juice? Like, what's the story on why she developed this in the first place, and how did she like decide on this particular way of mixing it up?
I'm not exactly sure. There's a few different instances of her explaining where it came from, depending on what video you watch or what you're reading, any articles or posts that she made. The one that I think is probably the closest to the truth is that she heard about the medical benefits, the health benefits of sauerkraut and of fermentation, lacto fermentation. And when she started trying it, she went overboard with it, like extremely overboard with it, to the point where she was pissing out her butt, which, is what waterfalls are. So, and she had the psychoactive effect of feeling amazing after she had violent diarrhea, and felt energized, which is a totally natural reaction to having copious amounts of violent diarrhea. And she just
and then having it
believed that.
stop.
Yeah,
You're like, fantastic! It stopped. I feel so much better.
I want
Absolutely
to.
right.
That's a good segue into what the claims are, and I know that guys, one that's pertinent to this show is the claim that it can cure homosexuality, and I will say that I think there is some merit to that particular claim, because if you are continuously having explosive diarrhea, nothing's going up there, so that for the most part
but what
would
about for
prevent.
the ladies? Did we forget the ladies?
What about
ladies,
women?
Even God's
gay
okay
is not
with lesbians.
to
I don't think.
Kyle. God.
I don't think. Even Christians don't have a problem with lesbians. I don't think y'all are good.
Yeah,
Just keep
nobody
doing
cares
your
about lady gays. They're fine. Nobody cares
Yeah.
about that.
Lady gays are fine because they can serve the Mormons, right?
thing. As long as you are in the kitchen or you have an iron in your hand, you're good. I promise. You're good.
Thank you.
What about
Yeah,
sandwich
the chemist-
making?
Yeah, sandwich making. Apparently, I'm a Nazi and I should be like making sandwiches in the kitchen. That's
Kyle,
what
Yeah,
I
true.
give
I forgot
amazing
about that.
sandwich. I give amazing sandwich. I do.
That's the most. That's the greatest line. Is both made me hungry and aroused at the same time. Like, and I don't know which one I want to satisfy first.
Well, wait till you're off
Terrific.
stream for the arousal part. And when you
Let's
come
talk about
when you come visit, I will make you sandwich.
Uh,
I will give you good
John,
You could just
sandwich.
eat a hot dog right
Is John
now.
in the room?
That'd be okay.
Is John in the room?
No, he's in Xander's bedroom playing video games
You
with
could
him.
have good hot dog. I'm just saying,
You-
you could have good hot dog.
But,
A good hot dog.
I feel like this can be a new thing. Euphemisms with food items. Like, I am so donut right now.
That's not
So
new.
So donut right now. Oh my God. I have sexually been asked to join a sandwich before, and it was wonderful. So I don't know.
And I actually have held 2 donuts without using my hands before.
There you go.
And you don't have a video of that, Kyle? That sounds like you should have a video of that as one of your intros on your show. Kyle,
I'm pretty sure I
wouldn't
have a channel. I'm okay with
Picture it
Don't
didn't
point
happen. You can DM them to
Pornhub.
me.
I will. Just don't leak
For
them. Actually, do
science,
leak
of
them because
course.
that will bring more subs. Can you imagine the donut sex scandal? Like, people will not be able to turn away from this channel. I'm not above that.
I know, right? And then we can make a big drama about who leaked the pics, and it actually be an inside job.
We'll call it.
You see what you're
Donut
missing, Jillian? Do you see what you're missing?
Donut Gate. Donut Gate.
Jilly missed out, man. We can have like a proper scandal. I had boob gate for a while, so that was fun.
Okay, so let's go to the claims before I start masturbating this ham sandwich over here. She lays out a laundry list of different claims that this potion, I guess, can do. So I think what would be cool is if Jeff, you'll throw out the claims, and then Scientist Mel, if you'll explain why.
Okay.
And yes, I'm going to ask you
I
to
do
explain
have to
why.
talk at some point about her second book because that is just
We got-
screen.
Girl, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time.
Fantastic. I can't wait. I got my red pen and everything.
All right,
We're gonna let you get those in.
Let's start out with a very often repeated claim, and it's probably one of the most sensationalized ones, that it has the capacity to regrow limbs or organs.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
How are you going to tackle that one, Mel?
So,
how?
Well, we're not salamanders. And so I've gone through some of the papers that she cites that are associated with how she thinks people can regrow stuff. And it's associated with a lot of the lizard stuff. Like, well, and she quotes the immune system. She's like, the immune system needs to be strong in order to grow these limbs. Well, here's the thing. She's basing it on science where they found it in salamanders that they have an increased amount of macrophages. That's like the white blood cells that eat the stuff indiscriminately. They're like, oh, look, here's an invader. And they just start eating stuff. It's non-specific. And so that's like your pus that you have, that kind of grows. You're like, ooh, what is it? So that's all your dead white blood cells that have eaten the things. So salamanders have a high amount of macrophages, which reduces scarring. They think that might have something to do with the ability to regrow limbs, but it's not concrete. The other thing, they have different genes than we do. So they have specific genes that allow them to be able to grow these types of limbs and stuff. But the thing is, the humans don't have it. I looked up the papers. I have notes. See, I prepared and everything.
Ooh.
So for the
I'm so glad you prepared to refute the growing the limbs thing. I'm so happy that you prepared to refute growing limbs.
I prepared for
go ahead, Casey.
stuff and things.
In all of your research here, Mel, that you've done, have you noted anywhere where she has tested this? Because I think it would be interesting if she cut off something on her body to see if it would regrow.
I wanted to ask her that. Why doesn't she? And see, so she mentions like the tip of the fingers. She does mention the tip of the fingers and stuff like that. And there's some stuff associated with that. But here's the thing. Okay, so here's my notes, guys. I actually did take notes. Thank you. So the gene that they're talking about, Harvard Med School was looking at this. It's called the LIN28A gene. It's active when you're young, but it tends to shut off when you're old. So she has this idea in her head that while we're young, we're kind of like Deadpool. We can just kind of grow stuff really rapidly. She also associates that with the ability to regenerate the liver. But what she doesn't understand is that cells, once they pick their job, stem cells are undifferentiated. They haven't totally picked what they're going to be when they grow up yet. And so you can kind of encourage them to do a thing. Yeah, just like kind of me too. I'm still sorting that out. I'm trying to be a superhero, but it's not going so
Ooh,
right.
Finally, we're in the incel community, Mel. I am a stem cell. There are wrist cells and in cells, and we are declaring ourselves stem cells.
We're stem cells. I'm a stem cell too. Oh my God. We should totally be like friends forever.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics celibate?
Yeah.
Yes, that's actually true.
Yes.
That's actually true.
Fantastic.
I actually do all of that and have sex, so I'm sorry. I'm not a cell of any sort.
Because that's because you're a normie. Don't talk to us, normie.
Oh, I'm a normie. Okay.
Yeah, you're not. You can't be part of our club. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'll just mute and sit here quietly.
It's okay. We just mess up.
Good normie.
Okay. So what happens is the reason why we can't regrow stuff like that, from what we currently understand, salamanders, number one, are tiny. They don't have to grow so much tissue in a short period of time. We are people. And once you have cells that have differentiated, unless there's other cells for them to connect to kind of understand, you do have stem cells in your body. They're adult stem cells, but they've kind of already picked kind of what their jobs are. And so they're only really used for healing. They're not used for regrowth. And so unless you can put if you chop off your finger and you attach it back on, bone can graft to bone, muscle can graft to muscle, skin can graft to skin, but your stem cells don't know. If you just cut off your finger altogether, they don't know, is this an elbow? Is this like your leg?
Can they get directions?
They don't know that this is, there's no directions there for them. They don't know. And even though they may communicate with the other cells here, there's no concrete mechanism that we understand to be able to grow an entire finger and say this is going to be a finger and not like your ankle,
Like
that's the problem she doesn't
blueprint of the
understand.
body. Yeah, the blueprint of the body is pretty much set and established. What is it? I think it's like